Okay, this is the Shenandoah Valley and the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. And then this is the Battle of Newmarket and the Field of Lost Shoes. Okay, this is the Battle of Newmarket, and this particular part of it is where the Virginia Military Institute cadets advanced and got involved in the battle. Of 300 soldiers, their average age was 18. Many of them were 15, 16 years old, and they were supposed to be reserves, but the commander of the battle needed to fill a hole, and they filled it. So that looks like the Union line up at the top of that hill. Look like 3 cannon there. That's the field eventually the cadets would advance over. And this is the Bushong farmhouse here. And this is the field that they marched over, heading towards the house. Several cadets were hit by artillery fire in this field and killed, and many wounded, partly because they walked rather than ran, or kept in formation. This is the view looking back from the Bushong farmhouse. The cadets advanced from what is today the visitor centre and museum towards this position, using the house as cover. One company, or half the cadets went to the left of the house, half went to the right, and they reformed by a fence line on the far side. Okay, the cadets came from that direction through the Bushong farm, and then reformed over the other side by the fence. Once past the house, the cadets had a bit of cover, because there is a small hollow here to the edge of the farmhouse, but then next door is an orchard, and it's getting across this orchard that several more cadets were killed and wounded. Okay, there's the Bushong farmhouse and the orchard. Final line, and then the Field of Lost Shoes. And this is the Field of Lost Shoes. The Bushong house is approximately to the right of the V shape in the trees, and the last defensive wall they used was the wooden fence in front of the orchard. And then this is the field that they very slowly advanced across, which was muddy to the extreme when they came across from 7 days of rain. And their first major success was to capture an artillery gun at the top of the crest, which was about 120 metres from their start point. The Bushong house is in the centre of frame, white structure, the orchard, and then the last wooden fence. Now this position here is probably about 30 metres short of the artillery the cadets captured, to the right of the Field of Lost Shoes. From the position of the wooden fence, the ground goes down slightly, but then it rises up to this point. So the valley area to the left, where the camera's pointing now, was a little bit sheltered. To the right, the ground is slightly higher, there isn't so much of a valley, and so the cadets on this side would not have been as sheltered. Spinning around, that's the main artillery on top of the hill there, which is quite a hill, in the muddy conditions, no doubt. In front is the approximate position of where the guns, or the gun rather, that was captured by the cadets. This area is relatively flat. It's going back to the start point across the field. Okay, the VMI cadets came up over the hill from the Bouchon farm in this direction, and I'm not sure how, 2 guns were left behind in the retreat as the Unions swept off in that direction. The cadets only captured 1, so whether that means 1 was a destroyed gun or damaged gun, I don't know. Okay, again, this is a bit for orientation. That's the visitor centre. The cadets moved down the hill away from the visitor centre to behind the trees and met up at the Bouchon farm, which is approximately centre of picture but not visible, and then they advanced across this field, which is the field of lost shoes, and captured one of the abandoned guns here.